We now have public comment for items not on the agenda. It is the council's policy to refer matters raised in this forum to staff for investigation and interaction where appropriate. The Brown Act prohibits the council from discussing or acting upon any matter not agendized pursuant to state law. Would anyone like to address the council on public comment?
Honorable Mayor, City Council, and City Manager Connie Jackson, it is my pleasure to introduce Bill Kofed. He is our district governor as a Rotarian for representing District 5150 for the counties of Marin, San Francisco, and San Mateo. He has several members from the Half Moon Bay Club and Interact program to make a presentation to the city. And I think it's appropriate that you had your groundbreaking ceremony for the first property going on up in Glenview, and the donation that we make is from fundraising for the cause. Mr. Kofed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. Just because he said 5150 doesn't mean it applies to the, yeah. Just thought I'd clarify that before we went any further. And I'm really sorry the lion's not here. I would just like to say I'm thrilled to be here with you. You know, when the disaster happened, as you may recall, we got busy with fundraising, and one of the things that I said when we were down at Cappuccino and doing that fundraising was that you know, when it's all said and done, Rotary will still be here, and we are, because we're part of the community. And tonight is really special. You know, we've already raised the 27,000 plus, and we've given that to you, and we're just thrilled the way that you were able to distribute it in such an unbelievable manner. I mean, that is amazing that you were able to pull that off and have everyone be in favor of the distribution the way you did it. And so what happened was, about 4 weeks ago now, I was at the Half Moon Bay Rotary Club, and we were presenting a lot of things, and one thing that happened was, by the way, I should introduce the president of the Half Moon Bay Club, is Stacy Trevenon over here, and Stacy is one that just gets things to happen. It's an amazing thing that goes on over there. But so what happened was she brought up 4 interactors. Now, Interact is the Rotary Club at the high school level, so these are high school kids that are involved in service, and they came up and explained how they had done a garage sale, if you will, in the parking lot of the high school over in Half Moon Bay. And what this is a bunch of high school kids that probably many of them don't even know where San Bruno is, certainly don't know where the Glenview area is, but knew there was something that happened here that they wanted to have an impact on. So they went out and they raised the money. We'll have Evan tell you about it in just a second. Millie is the Rotarian that is the person in charge of the Interact club over there. And anyway, so they came up and they handed me this. And it was a check for $2,700 that these kids raised for people because they just want to make their lives a little better. And I will tell you, before I introduce Evan, I would hope that you would take this money and distribute it in the same manner. I know that it'll be small amounts to some people, but even if someone gets a check for $8, they'll know that there's some kids across the hill that give a darn about what goes on here. And I'm thrilled to be associated with them, and I'm glad to be here with you tonight. And with that, I'd like to have Evan come over. Evan is one of the interactors that was involved in this process from start to finish, and just have him quickly tell you what happened. Evan? Thanks.
Honorable Mayor and council members and gathered residents of San Bruno. My fellow Half Moon Bay High School students and I were deeply saddened by the tragedy that befell this city, and we were moved to provide assistance in any way we could. On behalf of the Half Moon Bay High School Interact Club, it is my pleasure to present you with this check. And I know that I speak for the entire Half Moon Bay community when I wish you continued success with your rebuilding efforts.
We'll come to you. On behalf of the city, sometimes we don't know what to say other than thank you. The outpouring of support from literally around the world has been overwhelming, and then you get it right from over the hill, and it's especially gratifying. So this will, in fact, go to our separate fund, and the subcommittee, I'm sure, will be bound by your wishes to distribute it the way you want. So once again, thank you very, very much. Thank you. All right, would anyone else like to address the council in public comment? All right, seeing no one else, we'll go on to conduct of business.